Hey guys, we're out today at the sanctuary training some buddy up birds. Buddy up birds are basically birds that we add to an existing flock if our density numbers are low. So if you look at a certain species of birds that normally fly in flocks of 20s or 30s, and we don't have those large volumes of flock sizes, we need to use buddy up birds to help fill up that flock density. So the birds learn the techniques they need to live and coexist in flock densities of up to 20. If they're not taught that at an early age, they don't naturally form the coordination they need to have in order to survive in the wild. So we're training up some very cool buddy up birds to add to our threatened species program. We're training a mixture of small native parrots that need to learn new techniques to survive in the wild. But we don't have enough birds to fill in that flock. So we're training some other native parrots, in this case, two very cute cockatiels, and many more cockatiels that are being hand raised to help buddy up with the flock. Now, there's been loads and loads of training, cohabitating training, and understanding of the different structure, the different flying techniques, and the different dietary requirements that each species has. So the cockatiels don't necessarily have the same diet as the other small parrots, and they don't naturally communicate the same way, but their warning calls, their alert calls, and their recall calls for getting to their hides are all the same. So we've done a lot of back training. Today these young cockatiels are out and about flying. They're learning how to read the environment. It's been a crazy morning. There are goshawks out. There's been a couple of little hobby falcons. So these birds are reading the environment really, really well. Now they're out in the tree right next to me, just over here. So I'll show you in a moment. Now it's important that they're staying on the tree even though I'm here and they're not landing on me. You can hear one of the younger ones creating some young calls in the background. Now that is quite that's not something that we want to have, so we need to make sure that this bird realizes that if it makes calls like this, that actually calls predators out and about. So these two birds will join the buddy up program to dense up our threatened species flock so that our threatened species learn to cooperate in large flocks. And in the wild, that might even mean budding up with a different species. So there's some of the cockatiels exploring in this grevillea tree. Now just before us we had a couple of goshawks fly through here, so they're reading the environment incredibly well. The silly thing for these birds to do is to fly around when there is a bird of prey out. They're doing the right thing, which is by staying by a tree. They are the natural form of cockatiels, and remember, cockatiels are native to Australia. These birds are conditioned to free fly and go to their hide, which is just down there. A lot of chaos in the background. There's a hawk flying around at this point now. The cockatoos are making lots of loud calls in the background, as you can hear. These cockatiels are sitting tight, which is exactly what they need to do to avoid being spotted out by a bird of prey. This is fantastic knowledge development for these young teals, which will join the flock of threatened parrots to bolster the numbers. So the information that these two are learning will be quite critical in teaching other species of parrots that we're developing, like the swift parrots, the golden-shouldered parrots, the blue wings, how to cooperate nicely in an environment that has got predators quite present around. These cockatiels have got a full crop. Basically, they're flying with food already in their crop. So they're not showing any of those baby mind spaces, which is something that a predator would listen out to quite well. In fact, they're moving on straight to foraging and chewing, which is a natural thing that these guys will do at this age. Now, though they are cockatiels and they're quite common, they are incredible indicators for predators. So we're using this species to help expand the knowledge of our small parrots that we're training to survive. See one of the cockatiels right up the top there. Oh, fantastic movement here. Trying to keep a nice... We're going to try and call them in. They've got to try and come between this camo netting here. There they go. Now remember, if they don't come straight away, that's quite important because they've got to assess their environment really, really well. Just because I'm calling them doesn't mean they should fly down. There could be a predator nearby that they're hiding from. Nicely done. Well done, mate. Perfect recall with a predator recall whistle. Fantastic. There you go. This is great. The caminating's fantastic to get these little birds to blend in. There you go. They're slowly coming in. That's it. Nicely done. Now this is the safe haven. So should they see a predator, one's right at the top there. There they go. They should come right in between the gap in here to come inside. Now this is probably fantastic. Have a look at that. Gee, those little cockatiels are fantastic. It's incredible to see the development of a little baby bird growing up until it's fledging and flying and learning techniques, building muscle toning, and learning those critical techniques to get into their shelter as quick as they can when they see a predator. Gee, I can't wait till those birds join the rest of the birds that we're training to help bolster that flock. Cockatiels, not just an ordinary pet that people have at home, incredible and central tools to teaching threatened species how to survive. Till next time, guys, take care.